Testing. Okay, we're live. Welcome back to the Celestines dev stream. Just gonna check where we left off. Right, so let's see. Back to the saucer enemy. So right now the saucer enemy is just a big bluish kind of disc, the same colour as the turrets on the tanks. And it looks absolutely nothing like a saucer. It's being drawn underneath the other tanks, which I think is because it's just being it's being drawn after the tanks. I mean before the tanks. So that's not right. It also looks very much like it's not flying because there's no drop shadow or anything. So let's tackle the drawing underneath the tanks first. It's going to be here, I think. So the reason that it's getting drawn underneath the tanks is that it's getting drawn first, and it's getting drawn first because it's been put at the start of a list of enemies rather than at the end. So that's a bit. It's a bit, let's see, what's doing the drawing? Is it here? Is it here? I can't remember where it's being done. Indexed or no? Okay. Oh, it is level 1. Here we go. Okay, so does enemy.update, which in turn calls .draw. So if I look here, yeah, this invokes draw, does this stuff. So actually, that's kind of interesting. It's being, oh, okay, right. It's because I invoke enemies.set. That's interesting. That's interesting. Ah, so it says rating over insert order rather than. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna put that at the end. Let's put that at the end. Nope, that's too far. Put it. Oh, actually, that's. Okay, if I put it there, that's gonna start to keep it. That's gonna make it draw over these two, but it will still have a problem with the other tanks, won't it? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's drawing correctly. The trouble is that this tank is going to go over that. Okay, yep, totally wrong. Let's see. I could get fancy, and I could try and do it really cleverly, and I really don't feel like it's worth it right now, so I am going to not do that, and I'm just going to park this. I'm going to insert this after somehow. Actually, Yeah, that's not... okay, well, whatever. I mean, that's... Yeah, yeah, the way I've set up, like, the waves here, that's not really very easy. Okay, I guess I'm happy that there isn't a problem with the ID setting. Tell you what, let's make that... I'm just gonna add zeros here. Oh, I can't just do that. You know what? Never mind. Okay, let's just stick with that. Okay. The saucer. Okay. Let's give it a drop shadow. Okay. Easy peasy. Let's just draw it with a drop shadow. Let's do this. Gonna need that. Boom. 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 Gonna offset this by a little bit. This is gonna be like, and then like that. Let's probably do halfway decent. Okay, so that is gonna be. I'm gonna need another. This is going to be it's going to be a color with alpha, which I need to specify as RGBA, and that's going to be just black with alpha like that. So what does that look like? Interesting. I did it wrong. That's not what I was expecting. Also, it's offset a little bit too far. Whoops. There we go. And I also want that to be a little less. Okay, that will look better. There we go. Nice. Pretty good. Blat. That's pretty cool. I didn't add any X offset to the projectile, so the drop shadows don't really agree. I guess I could do that. Let's see, projectile drop shadow. How am I drawing that? Is it here? Yep. Yeah, and I just want shadow offset. Why did I do that? That's what? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's shadow offset Y. Shadow offset X is going to be some static value. Let's just make that 10. Did I make it 5 or 10? I made it 5, yeah. 5. That goes here. Nice. Oh dear. Ooh, didn't like that at all. Didn't like that at all. Oh, that's because that's I've referenced it wrong, haven't I? Yep. There we go. Yep. Perfect. That looks like it ought to. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Okay. Yeah, it looks pretty good. In fact, I wonder about this. I wonder. Can I have enemies that... So, like, this is so close to the ground that I could probably use the ground projectile intersection logic and it would look fine. it would probably seem like, you know, you're kind of expecting that to hit at basically the same height. Now, what if I had enemies which were way above the ground? Let's make it like way up. There's my Y offset. Let's make it really high off the ground. Let's turn that shadow down a bit and make it look more realistic. One day I'll buy a license for Sublime Text. I've used it enough. It's probably worth it. There you go. That is clearly a good bit further off the ground. How about way further off the ground? Like you can see almost all of the shadow. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Quite like the effects of like the shadow kind of coming over the buildings as well. That's neat. I don't like tanks hovering through midair though. That's kind of annoying. But I guess that's neat. Kind of. Yeah, ominous as well. Yeah, like that spooky, massive, floating, hostile look. That's neat. Even with the Technicolor color palette, that's kind of menacing. Quite like it. Okay. What do I do about you? What do I do about you? Would that be enough to... Yeah, like even further? What about if I can see the entire shadow? There's a delicate balance here between, like, compelling graphics and just completely unbelievable. That's kind of, I mean, that's kind of cool. That's an almost sort of like popping out of the screen effect. That's good. That's not actually too bad. Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Shadows almost. How about like the shadow almost completely visible? Yeah, that's good. That sort of visually unites these two elements. No, there's no. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's okay. I find that sort of halfway believable. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So should I fancy up the graphics a bit? Should I turn it into something other than a sort of floating teal disc? Or should I implement intersection physics? Intersection. Should I add a flashing LED to the design? Kind of wondering, I think I might need some sort of... I might need some sort of, like, thinking about it, I may need to draw... I may need to draw flying enemies at in the right place, regardless of the position in the enemy array. So, you know what, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that. Might be a bit ugly. Let's see. So it's here, and this here is the problem. I could fly it. I could make like a completely separate array for flying enemies. That is that one or two problems associated with that, including the fact that the enemy's array is like like a projectile. This makes use of enemies. This tracks. That's not so bad actually. I guess. So right now, it's using enemies, like projectile. This is collision. This is how the projectile figures out if it's colliding with an enemy on the ground. And really, I want to use slightly different logic to calculate whether the projectile hits an enemy, a flying enemy, anyway. So you know, maybe I'll just add a new one. I'll just add a new I'll just add a new one. I'll make so enemy. Yeah, that's tricky. So enemies. Where am I referring to? Enemies. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna have to. I want to change this to ground enemies. In fact, yeah, I'll just do that. Open files and fold. Okay. Can't I? I think I can do this with. Actually, if I was using something slightly more sophisticated than Sublime, I could do like search and replace within directory. Like Atom, I'm pretty sure does that. But you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use the old-fashioned way. I'm going to do search and replace with, what, like, I guess sed. So sed all of this stuff, yeah, that's fine, and then I can just want. Whoops. That'll do it. Yeah, and that is going to be. Yeah, let's. I think I just want to do a global replace of that. It's going to be. Do it. If I do this again. Good. Excellent. Okay. Quick smoke test. Does that work? Yep, it's totally fine. Okay, cool. Right. So ground enemies. Now let's add flying enemies. So that is going to go in here. This is initialized somewhere. It's up. It's up here. No, here. Oh, it's here, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Nice. Okay. So then I'll just. So flying enemies always gets rendered. Just for consistency's sake. Okay, yeah, looks pretty good. And I'm going to. Where's my. Here. Flying enemies, and I can reset that at ID 1. So. Oh, it doesn't like it. Doesn't like it. It doesn't like it. For some reason. Ground enemy is not defined. Ah, yes, because I was a bit hasty. Hello, draw function. Here we are. This one. There we go. Okay. I think that's good. Happy now? Yep, okay, that's happy. So we've got a flying enemy, and everything else ought to render underneath it. including this fella. Very nice. Okay, that's good. I kind of want to make this a different colour. For some reason. Yeah, I'm going to make it a different colour. Teal doesn't seem right. It should be darker and more kind of menacing. But it's also like closer to the camera, so like you're going to expect it to be brighter because like the sun's reflecting off it more. Or did I completely make that up? I probably completely made that up. I kind of want to make it like a sort of greyish colour. Anyway, so let's do that. So grey, but kind of blue, kind of red, maybe. And this I want to be just slightly darker, so oh, that's way too dark, isn't it? No, I kind of want more let's make it that, and then it's going to be slightly darker, so like easy. What does that look like? Slightly blue, so it kind of has a metallic hint of metal on it. Yeah, that looks pretty sinister. Maybe a bit darker or something. I guess I won't worry about that for now. I'm kind of... I think before I add any more detail to that, I guess let's work out how a projectile is going to collide with it. Which I think is going to be as simple as adding something, basically a copy of this in. Copy of this in. Yeah. Copy this, it's going to look quite similar. Right, okay. So, I kind of made the hitbox too small for the very big tank, didn't I? Make it even bigger. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So it's going to be saucer. So. Ooh. Oh, this doesn't work exactly the same. This doesn't work the way that I thought it did, does it? Does this require the projectile to hit the ground before it calculates whether it hit something? I think maybe? Oh, hang on. This is a note I left for myself last stream. Check when the projectile has reached the height of flying enemies. If there are any flying enemy coordinates within range, hit the flying enemy. Yeah, this is gonna yeah. This, how does... Let's target. Slightly mystified by my own code. What is this actually doing? Okay, so this works out the range of the projectile, and this is when it actually hits something. Let's get out of the way. This is when it actually hits something. So when the x coordinate of the projectile, I think that's what that is. Yeah, so when the x coordinate of the projectile range, okay. Oh no, it adds, okay. Oh, yeah, this is when it hits the, yeah. It checks when, right, I confused myself with the greater than or equal to. This checks when target X has been reached. So this does, I was worried that I put the logic in crump.js, which is the thing which appears when the projectile actually hits the ground, which is that black kind of shape there. But thankfully I didn't. I made it part of the projectile code, so it's super duper easy to add flying enemy intersections. We just don't need to check. We don't need to do this check. It's going to be before this thing hits the ground, or before it reaches the end. Gonna put this here. Gonna need to move the hit check as well. So this is gonna go. This is actually gonna go here. This is gonna go here. Right. So now. Let's see, so hit checking, ooh, crumps, yeah, right, so this is crump creation. This is the hole in the ground that the projectile makes when it hits the ground. And if it hits a flying enemy instead of the ground, it's not going to make a crump, so we're going to leave that there. We are going to... We're going to check this here. Goody goody gumdrops. And we're going to check, yeah, let's see, so, do I want to assume that sources are going to be the same height? I'm always going to want them at the same height. Do I want sources to be able to exist at varying heights? That kind of seems like a reasonable thing. It kind of seems like a reasonable thing, but then I also would need to do complex stuff like make it bigger or smaller depending on the height of the ground that it was at. Let's see what I want to do. Do I want to have sources which are kind of up and down and all over? Well, my usual rule of thumb, let's not overcomplicate things, let's fix sources at a single height, and maybe that is perfect. Maybe that is everything I need. So, let's see. Yeah, let's see. So this is going to check every frame for all... yeah, that's going to be... Every frame this is going to check whether it's hit a saucer, which is a bit computationally intensive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the Z. I'm going to check the Z progress. I think that's what I want. And and this is going to check to hit if it hits a flying enemy only when the Z progress is a certain value. I think that's probably going to save some CPU cycles. Yeah. So we're just going to check Z progress. Z progress. What does this? This is X progress times projectile dot airtime. I don't know what that value even looks like. You know, I just had a random thought. I mentioned on the last stream about like changing the way that a sine wave looks. Sorry, getting completely distracted here, but let me just fiddle with this while I'm thinking about it. Saucer, I'm just that's fine. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to fiddle with the main menu background a bit again. How do I do that? First I've got to remove the shim. This is my shim. Okay, that's good. That's gonna take us back to here. Right, okay, so, and I want the background colour to shift in a slightly different way here. And I mentioned something about like a sine wave going from like one extreme to another in a continuous manner. But it doesn't spend very long at either of those extremes, at the top and bottom of the sine wave. So, I mentioned something about modifying that, and I'm going to change that. It's not here. Is it here? Did I put it here? Hey, all the syntax highlighting is completely broken because what's going on here? There we go. Because Sublime has a bug where if you have really long lines in your text file, the syntax highlighting breaks. I should probably report that. Where was I? Speed of changing the background, which is in here somewhere. Sign, math.sign. These guys. Okay, so what I want to do, okay, so I want to make it way slower for a start again. Make it way slower, but I'm going to change the waveform. So if I add another 0 to the end there, this is going to start shifting colour way slower than it was before. Looks okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's see, do I want to... I think this is all I need to do. So just add a polynomial, just add a power to the sine wave, and hey presto, it looks different. That is not what I was expecting. That's not even close to what I was expecting. Let's see. Make it a bit faster again. Ah, yeah, nope, that's completely not good. What I want is like that. Is that gonna behave the way that I expect it to? I think so. R5, bing, okay, nice. Ooh. This isn't what I kind of was expecting a sort of flattening of the sine wave. That's not what I'm seeing. That's not what I was expecting. Again. Let's try that. Oh dear. That's not what I was expecting either. What if... Okay, I have a feeling that I'm putting the power in the wrong place. I mean, I've done this before. I have. In fact, there are... I'm fairly sure there's like a sine wave with a power in the projectile class here somewhere. not there. Fairly sure I'd done it somewhere else. Okay, never mind. I'm not giving up just yet. I just wanna... Could it be association priority again? Is that it? Check that out. No. That is just so completely not what I was expecting to happen. Okay, never mind. Did not work how I was expecting it to work. Okay, anyway, that seems a little bit too fast. Okay, cool. Okay, right, that did not work how I was expecting it to work. Oh well, never mind. Anyway, back to what I was doing, which was figuring out how to shoot flying saucers. So we've got to check Z progress. Let me just check what Z progress is actually varying between. Let's put the test shim back in. Wait, hang on. There we go. Yeah, that's what I was expecting. Okay, Z progress. Projectile is not defined. Oh dear. Oh, it's because I fudged the code. That's obviously completely wrong. Okay. Okay, so it varies between 0 and airtime, so that's fine. Okay, so when Z progress is like approximately, let's make it a fraction of the airtime. Let's say if, let's see, what is Z progress? It's a factor of X progress, so we may as well just take X progress. So, and X progress is a factor of, yeah, of that. Okay, that's fine. X progress is a fraction, yeah? X range? Right. Am I failing at basic mathematics here? What is that value? It varies between 0 and 1. Very nice. Okay, so so let's just check if so I can't check if X progress is equal to a specific value because of maths. Because of maths. Let's say if it's between. In fact, I do kind of want to define it as a bounds, don't I? Can I do like compound? Can I do compound comparisons like this? not see that. Okay. There we go. Cool. Okay, and this thing is going to be... yeah, that's fine. Okay, see that works. Can I hit the saucer? Chew. Bam. Bam. Ooh. How about him shooting over here? This is what ought to... ooh, there we go. That's not right. What? Oh dear. Something went really wrong. Hooray, it's also flickering like crazy. That's not great. Okay. So there's obviously a few problems here. For one thing, okay, so that needs to be like way closer to the apex of the projectile height than that. So let's do that for a start. When the saucer is getting hit, it's just continuously flashing, which means that I removed something from... I removed something I shouldn't have removed. So let's put that in. That obviously needs to be... Let me have a look at how this is working. Okay, let's make the hit zone way bigger. I think that's right. Yeah. That wants to be way bigger, way bigger. And this is hitting between, what now? 0.6 and 0.7. So when this value is between 0.6 and 0.7, it can hit the saucer. So a little further. Seems about right. There's just the shadow of the projectile is drawing over the saucer as well, which is kind of slow. Trying to figure out whether I'm really bad at my own game or have I just coded it completely wrong. How about some sort of indicator? Okay, and I'm gonna put the button, that there, okay, and I want to basically, no, that's not how you do it. I just want to change the colour. There we go. There we go. so now the projectile... what's the problem now? X progress is not defined, okay. Oh yeah, okay. Park that in there. Still doesn't like it. Okay, const. Oh, that's because... there we go, and you're going to work now? Yes, that is totally wrong. It's drawing it white all the time, and, what? Oh, okay, I have coded it wrong, that's fine. Yep, that is, I got the magnitude checks the wrong way around, that's pretty daft. Okay, so I want it to be like that. Yep, that's way better. Way better. There we go. So now when when the projectile is 60 to 70% of the way through its flight, it can hit a flying saucer, like there. Pretty short band there. I made that pretty hard. Let's make it a bit bigger. That's pretty good. It's pretty good, and unfortunately it's causing the game to stall every time it... okay. I guess that's good. Ah, nice. Okay, that's convincing. Okay, so among other things, the projectile needs to be destroyed if it hits a flying saucer. And how are we going to do that? We're going to do that like this. Just going to take that, going to put it, going to put it here. Why did I put it outside here? Oh yeah, okay, so obviously the projectile gets deleted when it hits the ground, regardless of whether it hits an enemy, but it only gets destroyed in midair when it hits a flying saucer only. So we... boom. Hurry. A bit further. Nice, perfect. Pretty good. Pretty good. It is weird how the projectile just kind of disappears like that, but I guess I will add some sort of animation to, like, a death animation of the flying saucer, which will make it look a bit more convincing. That would be neato. Okay, so new bug. It's flashing a lot. Why is it doing that? The reason is, let's see. So for a start, I wanted it to have like 2 hit points. And it's kinda, that's not what I was expecting it to do. Because I gave it to, wait, hang on. Yeah, okay, right, that's the hit points. This isn't the hit points, this is the power-up, isn't it? Yeah, so that's the power-up. This is the hit points. How does the flying saucer behave if it's got more than 1 hit point? Nice. Perfect. Boom. Okay, cool. It continues to flash after it's dead. And that's probably because it needs to delete itself, but it isn't deleting itself. Let's compare. Let's see, this probably invokes delete, doesn't it? Yeah, it does that. So when the tank dies, it deletes itself after it reaches its dead tick limit. And what does this do when it reaches its dead tick limit? Ooh, it tries to delete itself from the ground enemies. array, which obviously is no good because it isn't in the ground unreasonable array. So here we go. Let's change that for a start. I don't think that's the problem though. The actual problem is because I'm passing it the ground enemies array, which was a mistake. So that should fix everything up, I think. So you go pew, 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 boom, pew, boom. Yeah, nice. Power up. Excellent, excellent. It's good stuff. What happens if I get more than one power up? Does it work properly? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it does. Excellent. Cool. Okay. That is the basic flying enemy implemented. Seems like. Nice one. Nice one. I think then I could either take a break or I could implement a bit of. I could make the flying saucer look a bit more interesting than a grey disc, which I kind of want to do. I want like that classic sort of rotating rim effect that you've got for flying saucers. Let's see if I got any examples of that. Yeah. See, a essential component to a flying saucer is something on the surface of the top of the flying saucer. You've always got some kind of you got little bumps or little lights and stuff, and I think it's cool when it rotates a little bit. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have like that, and it'll sort of fit the aesthetic. So let's see. I've got tanks with like little tank treads rotating, and what I'll have is like sort of something similar, just around the outside rotating, just like a single circular track just constantly rotating. That would be kind of neat, I think. So let's do that. Also kind of want the saucer to appear a bit faster because I'm sick of waiting for it to spawn, so slow tank path. Let's just make it real fast. I think that will do. It's probably a bit too fast. Also, yeah, I think saucers will be kind of hard to hit because you've got to kind of guess where the projectile appears. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of this. Okay, the saucer is going to be... nope, not this one. Here. So there's going to be a straight path where it travels at speed 1 directly across the... just directly horizontally across the stage. And this is going to be... so this is now, there we go, appears a bit more quickly. That's cool. Okay, that's cool. Okay, I'm going to draw, let's see, this isn't going to resemble the tank track drawing code at all. what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw like little lines, and I'm going to define that using an angle, or at least, no, let's define it using, let's see, static, saucer, fin. But what are these things rotating around the outer rim of the saucer? What are they? It's not really a fin. It's more like a... It's kind of like a track, I guess. Yeah, let's call it a track. I mean, the big tank, what do I call the tracks? I just call them tracks everywhere. Okay, so, yep, I guess this is similar enough. This is going to be the saucer track count. We're going to have, let's go 20. Let's have 20 little lines going around the outside of the saucer. They're going to be coloured with saucer stroke style. Let's see, how easy or hard is this going to be to do? I'm going to want to put it here. This is going to be... I don't want that one. There we go. The count, what's the count? That's fine. And we're going to draw little lines. Let's see. I could use like rotate. I could use the rotate function, which would just be a total. I think. That's going to be way slower than just using trigonometry. Let's just use trig. I want to draw a slanted line according to... Let's see. It's going to take this dot x. We're going to start from this dot x, and we're going to have to like center point. What's the right word for this? It's not really a center point. It's just a... It's technically a centroid. Let's call it centroid. Yeah. So the centroid is this dot x. Oh wait, yeah, we're also going to have like centroid x. Centroid x equals this dot x plus half of the diameter, which is width. Let's call that something a bit less ambiguous. So that's going to be plus half the saucer with 102. Oh, I'm listening to an advert on my music stream. Why? Something else. I am listening to another advert. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Okay, anyway. Music will be back on shortly. Okay, centroid that's the x, and we're going to need that as well. So x and y, so that's the center from which we're going to be. Let's see, should I calculate it in that way? I think this is probably going to be the most sensible way to do this. Probably going to be the most sensible way to do this, I guess. So we're going to start at... Basically, I'm going to be drawing a chunk of the line from the centroid to the edge of the saucer, as determined by a, let's see, if I measure from, I know it's like, what is it, sine or I never remember. let's just like assume it's sine. So this is going to, we're going to draw a line. How do I draw a line? It's stroke, isn't it? I set a path and then do a stroke. Think that's right. Let's just double check that. Oh, somebody's competing with me by talking. Hope nobody's talking on this one. Okie dokie. Draw a line. JavaScript, draw a line. How do I draw a line? It's just a stroke, isn't it? Oh, line 2. Move to line 2. What? Is this a good? Should I do that, or should I like specify paths? Would that be faster? Can I specify a path as like a number of discrete, non-contiguous lines, and then just draw them all at once? Is that like begin path, close path? I don't think it is. These are separate paths, aren't they? Okay, this is using line 2 again. Begin path, move to line 2, and then stroke. Why? Begin path, move to line 2, stroke. Begin path, move to line 2, stroke. It's exactly the same. Okay, fine. Oh, okay. Yeah, presumably I could do that then. I could just do begin path. So, let's see, where is it? Here, we're gonna do this. Begin path. And then do a series of move to line 2s in here. And then stroke. Apparently I don't need to close the path. Just that. Okay, looks like it'll probably work. Right, so yeah, in theory that should work. I want to move 2 to the start of the line, and then I want line 2 to the end of the line. So move 2 is going to be the centroid, plus a function. It's going to be, let's make that a constant as well. Let's make it like 10 pixels or 10. Let's see what that works out as. 10. It's gonna be a let's see. It's gonna be a. Let me think about this. Can kind of want to draw a diagram. Probably isn't. Probably is simpler than I'm kind of guessing at here. Yeah, this is going to work better as a proportion, isn't it? Let's like make it that. Let's multiply that by that's right, that's going to be math.pi, I think. Math dot, oh, is it pi? Is that, that is two capital letters, okay. Yeah, that's going to need to be 2 times pi, yeah? I think I'm getting this right. 2 times math.pi, and that is going to be divided by I. I think it's as simple as that. And this is going to be cos. Cool. Okay, so that's cos. Now this then needs to move to all the way, which is going to be the same values. In fact, let's make this a bit less ugly. Var start x start y. Oh, come on. Start var start end index. Var end y. There we go. Okay, start x is that. Can I simplify this a little bit? Can I, I don't think I can I? No, that's gonna, these are gonna, that's basically that. And that's basically that, if my calculations are correct. Probably not correct, let's face it, probably not correct. Let's see what we get. Okay, fingers crossed, no compilation error. No compilation error, amazing. I see, it's drawn a single dot there. Not what I was expecting. Okay. Let's have a look at what's going on. Come on, what? Let's just pause there. Okay, restart. So it's trying to. Actually, yeah, let's get rid of that. Here we go. So, Centroid X758, 325. Okay, so these are not a number. That's a problem. Am I giving completely the wrong value to sine and cos? Yeah, this makes no sense whatsoever, does it? I failed to multiply it by... So for a start, I failed to include the saucer width here. It needs to be a fraction of half the saucer width. Okay, so those are correct. It is compiling, so I guess that's better than I was hoping, but it's somehow getting not a number from this. Pretty weird, pretty weird, pretty weird. Did I give... is this like completely wrong? I don't think it is. That's fine. Divided by. Yeah. That obviously, that is complete... that makes no sense whatsoever. That is really... that makes no sense whatsoever. That needs to be... divided by and then multiplied by I, so... divided by that. And what's this going to do? Exactly the same behavior. Okay. Okay. So obviously I'm recalculating that every single time. Don't need to do that. Centroid x coordinate plus that plus that. Plus that, which is okay. Let's back to the debugger. Let's see what effect that has. Well, none, obviously, because I didn't actually change anything. But these are okay. So these are actually, this isn't NaN anymore. Okay, but they're at the center. It's at the centroid for some reason. Interesting. Yeah, why is that happening? So we've got the centroid location at this thing. This is this is right. Yeah. So that's right. That's just 1/10 of pi. So right. Okay. So that's 20 right now. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Of course it is. It's yeah. So yeah. That's that. So that should be 0. Sine of 0 obviously being being 0. So that should just be 0. Okay, so that evaluates to 0, I guess. It's just going to be the centroid plus... Yeah. So the x offset is 0. This... oh, cos. Okay, yeah, and that's going to be close to 1. Yeah, nice. So that's 1 times saucer track length, that is 0.2. So actually those lines are going to be way too long, come to think of it. That should be like that to make short little lines around the diameter. Yeah. Though, mind you, that makes no sense. So that has got to be a... that's got to be a fraction of... That's going to be a fraction of... yeah. Tell you what. This has got to be a fraction of the saucer width. So this is going to be... that. Perfect. What is that? What is it now? Not defined. Oh, because, yeah. What can I possibly be referring to in that context? Come on. Right, well, whatever. Okay, try again. Okay, that's that reminds me of my old watermelon cutter. Where is it? This guy. Ooh, I could be a robot. That's funny. Okay, yeah. Well, better than before, certainly, but obviously there are 1 or 2 things wrong with that. Let's fix that up. So, let's see, what's happening here? For a start, it is drawing the lines originating from... I don't even... Why is it offset like that? Why is it offset like that? Why aren't they starting from... Weird. I can't even... It's supposed to start from... Okay, it's supposed to start from the centroid. So the centroid, I'm fairly sure that's right. I'm fairly sure that's right. So... Yeah, okay. I'm fairly sure that's... Interesting. Yeah, just going to close the curtains. Why? That's weird. Okay, so anyway, those Those are going in the right place. Y is... I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, weird. Weird. What, why? The thing is, like, you can see that it's kind of getting it right. Like, it's drawing lines originating from a centroid. It's just the centroid's in completely the wrong place. Maybe because of the way that I'm invoking arc. So that is, what is that? So a radius. Ah, okay. So that is, that's actually. Let's change that up again. So that's not width, that's radius. It doesn't look like. So hang on, if the radius is 50, that's 100 pixels across. I guess that's about right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. That is not right. Then that should be that. But that's not going to help at all. Is it? Yeah, that is even wronger. Even wronger. Why is that? Oh, okay. So I kind of see what's happening here. So now that this is at the bottom corner, like if you draw a square, the smallest square enclosing this circle, that's the origin in the top left corner of the square, and the center of these spokes is the bottom right corner of that square. So it's starting from, yeah, that's kind of strange. Which means that this should have worked, right? If I offset it, kind of interesting. Kind of interesting. It's something to do with this, isn't it? But I mean, this should be. No, that's yeah. Okay, so that's right. I think the problem must be here. This is okay. That I think is right. I'm gonna, let's check the, So for some reason, start X and start Y are almost the same for every iteration of this loop. And the reason, I'm guessing the reason is that this is not hardly changing. Which is kind of strange. This should, what's this value? I mean, that should be, yeah, that should be right. A little bit confused by that. Oh dear, my brain is slowing down a bit. My brain is slowing down a bit, but let's push on. Let's see if I can get these spokes rendering from the centre of the saucer, at least. Can I at least get that? That would be good if I could. Starting, okay. Okay, well, actually, so why don't I just get rid of this stuff which adds something on? Because that's how this ought to be. I mean, that's what it... okay, right. So if I get rid of that offset, that doesn't happen anymore. It's just that it really does think... why is that happening? This should be going from the centroid to... Is it something to do with this? Somehow? Nope. Weird. So, I mean, I'm doing the maths wrong slightly, obviously. This ought to look right. Maybe? Throwing spaghetti at the wall. Again, I'm doing it again. There you go. I mean, that's kind of... Oh, hang on. Is this dot x and this dot y already the center? It's already the centroid. Okay. Silly me. Silly me. Silly me. Okay, well that's good. Anyway, it's doing another weird thing, which is it is drawing the reverse of what I wanted to draw. It's drawing lines from the center to the rim rather than on the rim only. How do I get it to behave itself? It needs to... Yeah, that's weird. This is going to be that, or potentially 2 times that. Let's see, what does it look like? Oh, beauty. Oh, sweet beauty. Okay, that's perfect. That is exactly what I wanted to see. Okay, good. I think I've got just about enough brain power juice left in the tank to animate that. What I want is for them to rotate slowly, and I don't think that is going to be super difficult. So let's knock it out, and then I'm going to close up this stream. Let's see. So to animate it, I want this. I think literally all I need to happen, all that needs to happen is for this to be to add in the tick here. Is there a... Okay, I've got like... Okay, so I tracked tick separately in the tank, or for the tank tracks, didn't I? Got path tick, LED tick, dev tick, and hit tick, and all the other animation ticks are related to the master game tick. So, I'm just going to use the master game tick. Let's just use that. In fact, it should be as simple as this. Tick count, I think, divided by 100. Yeah? Oh, doesn't like it. What's the actual tick called? Don't I have a master game tick? Maybe I do. Okay, fine. Just track ticks here. I don't know why. I'm taking to call it tick count everywhere because it's like technically a count of the ticks that have been accumulated. But I mean, it is just a tick, isn't it? Right, whatever. Okay, this dot tick count, and it's just going to be. Okay, so we have path tick. Actually, no. I'm going to make it a path. I'm going to make it path tick. Let's use the path tick. So if the saucer doesn't move, then that thing doesn't spin. Which would be... I don't know, so that means that... I think it comes to a halt when it's hit, doesn't it? Do I want the thing to keep spinning when it gets hit? It does flash white so you can't see it. Let's just use a path. That's probably nitpicking. Let's just go with the path tick. Want to add it in here, so this is going to be this dot path tick count, just path tick. Not a function. It surely is not. Okay. Why do you think it's a function? Oh, because I did that. That is what I want. Okay, and... Oh! Oh, wow! Ah, that's, Whoa, there's something real interesting going on there. That's pretty funny. I think that's got to go into the blooper reel. That is, oh boy. Okay, so why is that happening? It's because, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure why that's happening. It's because I've put it into because it's being put into the sign function, which is wrong. Don't do that. That needs to be added, simply added to. Oh, yeah, no, it's not quite that simple, is it? Oh, maybe it is that simple. Do I want to add it to this? Will that work? I think that might work. So instead of adding it to the offset and then multiplying it by the iterator, do I just want to add it? Is that's not going to work, surely? No. What if I add it to the? I just want to increase the kind of interesting. So I do just want to. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, what have I? Let's do this. Close that up and add it just add it to the parameter. What happens then? Exactly the right thing happens. Okay, perfect. That's really sinister. I like it. What happens if I make it rotate the other way? It's spinning clockwise. Okay, that's freaky. I like it. That's freaky. Good, good. Okay. Well, I did say I was going to end the stream, and I think I do have to do that, at least for a bit. So, there we go. Nice, nice flying saucer. You can shoot it. Can you still shoot it? Boom. Yeah. Yeah. Boom. Nice. Okay. That is that's flying saucer. Okay. I'm gonna have to jazz it up a little bit. Still pretty plain looking, but I've got a flying saucer which draws itself over the ground-based enemies, and you can hit it out of midair. So that background flickering is still pretty annoying. I'm gonna have to tackle that sooner or later. But for now, I'm going to call it on the 4th Celestines dev stream. So, cheers all. I'll probably be back shortly, a couple of hours maybe, if all goes to plan. So, see you in a bit.